she is truly a gem. She is a one-of-a-kind teacher.
I think it's just a part of who she is, that she is always going to advocate for the underdog or the student who is struggling. You know, she started out as a special education teacher, and so I think those of us who are special education teachers often are advocating for the students who struggle a little bit.
She is really able to make a connection with kids that struggle, kids that maybe don't want to be in school, they don't feel particularly confident, but she's just able to reach them and connect with them on a different level.
She'll say to me when we're talking my people, and she talks about the students that she works with just as almost like they're part of her family, and she is their biggest cheerleader and will do whatever it takes to ensure that they're successful while also holding them to really high expectations.
Her biggest strength is her connection with her students. She gets to know them so well. She gets to know their families so well. And like I said, she's just the one. She really strongly believes that it's her purpose to advocate for them in any area of their life. She's working right now to try to get student eyeglasses before the end of the year, an 8th grader before he leaves.
I don't think I've ever been at Glen Crest and not seen Cindi working with a student. And I can be there first thing in the morning, middle of the day. There's times I'm at Glen Crest at 4 or 4:30, and Cindi's still there, and she's still working with kids. She's incredibly, incredibly dedicated. And she's not just dedicated to the kids. She's been a part of just about every committee that you can think of. She was the union president, so she's not only giving of herself to all of her students, but she's really working with the adults too to help District 89 be better.
Cindi and I were co-presidents of the association for 2 years together. Dignity and professionalism were our mantra. We wanted that from teachers that who were in the association, and we felt that we owed that to everyone we worked with. She did an amazing job as a co-president, worked tirelessly, pretty much spent most vacations and weekends doing some kind of association work, even though I told her it would only be a couple hours a week. So I've never been forgiven for that. So.
We know Cindi is very much so a carer. She's a doer, and so she started Spartan Mart, and Spartan Mart is a program that supports families, providing them with basic necessities like food, clothes, even a toothbrush.
The idea is that it's a private area in the building where the kids can go down and shop, if you will, for the things that they need. And then they have that support at home. And Cindi is the force behind that.
Creating a program like that for these families has just been crucial, and that is a legacy that will continue on.
Spartan Mart is perfectly sort of encapsulate what Cindi is all about, right? It's just leaving the world and any place that she is better than it was before she got there.
Just in the years I've known her, she's done numerous book clubs, things like breakfast with books to draw kids in. One group made the bench for our foyer. Another's done an art mural. She had a group of kids that did gardening and reading. Any way she can draw them in.
In retirement, Cindi probably doesn't have her plans solidified and finalized yet, but she has her daughters and her 7 grandchildren that I know that she's going to want to spend tons of time with. So hopefully she'll be able to take a vacation maybe in September and spend time with her family in retirement.
I just think her biggest legacy is sort of demonstrating the length that you can go to help your students, right? It's great to have role models like that so that the rest of us can see, wow, I didn't realize I could get involved in helping a kid get glasses.
Her interest is always to look out for what's best for kids. And I truly believe that drives Cindi, and I'm really going to miss that about her. I'm going to miss having her in the building because I know Cindi is a go-to person if we have a kid who really needs to be taken under someone's wing and nurtured.
We often talk about how she's able to be the grandmother to her students, and we'll have a conversation about how the kids are learning, and she's like, I just grandmother them, and it really is that connection, and the kids, and they love her. She greets the kids every day with a handshake prior to COVID. And to me, that really meant, it was a message to the kids that you matter. And in this room, you're safe, you're cared for, and together we're gonna get through this. And they do. Cindi is able to get some success stories out of students, and it's amazing. And I know years to come, when they're in high school and thereafter, they'll remember the experience that they had with Cindi Baker.